In this section 3.4 we are looking at volume. Similar to surface area, with volume you need to know the dimensions of your object that you're dealing with. It's a measure of how much space a certain shape takes up. Volume is measured, it says here, in cubic units. The volume of a prism is calculated using the following formula. Volume will equal the area of the base times the height. This is for a regular prism, meaning like a box of some kind. Not a pyramid, not a cone, not a cylinder, but a box. The volume is the product of the area of the base times the height. And now let's go to an example. Alfred has a bulk container that holds 2,000 cubic inches of dog biscuits. He plans to sell the biscuits in small boxes that measure 5 by 8 by 6 inches. How many boxes will he need to sell all the dog biscuits? We're assuming, I guess, there's no space for air and everything's full. Well, here's a bulk container with 2,000, and we've got to see what the volume of the small container is and divide it into the 2,000 and figure out how many boxes we need. So how much is the volume of the small unit? Well, it's length times width times height. So if we multiply those three together, we get 240 cubic inches. So this is in the right units to compare with the 2,000 cubic inches. Now let's see how many small boxes we need. 2,000 divided by 240 will tell us how many boxes. So 8.3. So we'll obviously need more than 8. We'll need 9 small boxes. Okay, so there are 3 examples there for you to work on. Example 2. Paulino runs a landscaping business. He needs to cover an area that is 10.8 by 9.5 meters. And it's going to have a depth here, topsoil, of 10 centimeters. So this is in meters by meters by 10 centimeters. So notice the difference in units. Perhaps this might be better in meters. Really, this is going to be 0.1 of a meter. How much will it cost if the soil is $18.75 per cubic yard? Notice the difference again in units, meters, and yards. So we'll have to do some conversions there. And the soil is available in multiples of a half cubic yard. Well, we need to see what our volume is. First, the trick here is not to multiply the meters and then convert, because in our data pages we only have conversions between meters and yards, not between cubic meters and cubic yards. So first of all, before we do any calculations, we've got to convert these meters into yards. So 1 yard is 0.9 of a meter, and below here what they're doing therefore is they are taking what are they looking at here? Sorry. The length. The length we know is 10.8 and then by 9.5. So 10.8. We've got to see how many times 0.9 divides into that. Now if you remember from before, another way to do this is to look at your meters and start with your units, 10.8 meters, and multiply by a conversion factor with the unit you want on top, the unit you want to get rid of on bottom. And we know that 1 yard is 0.9 of a meter. So if we multiply these together, 10.8 times 1 divided by, and this is where in your calculator you need to wrap the bottom 2 numbers in brackets, divided by 1 times 0.9. Okay, so the answer there, basically what you end up doing is taking 10.8 and dividing it by 0.9. But the numbers are not always quite as clear as this 1 and 1 here. Alright, so that's 12 yards. What about the other unit? Well, we take the 9.5 in width and again divide it by 0.9, same conversion, and we get 10.8 yards down here. And then finally, we have 0.1 of a meter. The depth is 0.1, so we take 0.1 and divide by 0.9, and we get a height. Well, they're saying roughly 0.1. It's probably not quite that. Okay, so this is going to be the depth. So let's find out the volume. We've calculated the yards are 12 by 10.6 by 0.1, ends up being 12.7 cubic yards. Okay, so this can be delivered in multiples of half yards. So obviously we're going to have to round it up to the nearest half yard, which ends up being 13. So that's what they're saying here, that we need to order 13, we can't order 12.7. Now ordering 13 at a price of $18.75 per cubic yard, it will cost $243.75. Okay, so if you do the next 3 questions there, as well as the ones before, so do questions 1 through 6 in this assignment for tomorrow.